To adjust my volume here. All right, hello everyone. Sorry for the delay. Before I start talking, can someone let me know if you can hear me okay in the comments? Just type it. Good deal. All right. So we got some interesting movement this week. How you guys feeling? I know I have a pretty diverse crowd. I believe most of my initial followers and stuff are are invested into Dogecoin. But how are you guys feeling this week? We've got some strong rallies from both Shiba and Dogecoin this year. So this week, excuse me. So this happened literally right as everyone was writing Dogecoin off. We got a strong rally. So um, this week has been really great. And I think that I have a great analogy to kind of compare it and kind of get an idea of where we're headed now. Shiba since May. Okay, yeah, you've gotten some great returns then for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do both. I agree. I've been telling people that doesn't have to be one or the other. And the analogy that I want to use today is we saw that Microsoft surpassed Apple when it came to the overall evaluation. And again, myself, I'm filming on a Mac right now. I don't know how many iPhones I've had. I anticipate on buying no any of the Microsoft phones, any of the Microsoft computers. I am a part of the Apple cult, but I do own both Apple stock and Microsoft. Microsoft has been extremely consistent. It's a major catalyst in the technology field, and I think that if you remove your emotion from the market and not necessarily being attached to it, and more so um, focus as far as like on the long term, you can have that approach too, and kind of capitalize off of both of them. Is it too late for FOMO on Shiba? Um, so Shiba will certainly have some corrections, just like any other coin. But overall, just really just depends as far as like on your entries, and it's really difficult to time it because that rally into the top 10 has been great. And there's also a catalyst now saying that the numbers are a little off. So, but at the end of the day, like as far as like the retail rush, we're still technically in the beginning of that. This could be some institutional money in there, but it's not that. Institutions almost never invest before the retail rush, and we're seeing evidence of that now with AMC considering taking Shiba as payment. See, we come in first, we gauge the interest. They say, "Oh, this is a lot. There's a lot of support here. Okay, we'll get in on this too." AMC is a prime example of that. The same thing is going to happen with institutional money as the community builds itself up. And they see if there's a large support system there, then institutions will pump money in there. So I don't necessarily think that we're at the FOMO stage of Shiba just yet. Kind of like with Dogecoin, we got Dogecoin to. It was a combination of back and forth, but we had a strong resistance at around 10 cents, and that was mostly retail. We kind of got it from like 2 cents and even lower up to like that 10 cents range. Institutions came in, boom. FOMO came in, another boom, and we can expect something similar from Shiba and some of your other coins as well. What do I think about Meta and Facebook? Mark is going to pivot for sure. You can't sleep on Mark or any of the geniuses he has working for him. I've heard I haven't done a lot of research into it, but I heard that he's going to have like some like virtual like world or stuff. I was talking about it in my Discord group. I compared it to like The Sims or something like that, but I'm assuming he's going to have like some type of virtual world or something like that that you can participate on with the new meta and stuff. So don't sleep on Mark. Mark is going to pivot. He saw Facebook was losing popularity, not only as far as for engagement and the age range, but it was losing popularity just because of a lot of like the censorship and a lot of the information that was getting like leaked and like the hacks, and a lot of people just started not to trust it. So this is like a grand pitch to rebrand itself and kind of branch out, because the key to any business longevity is going to be, you're going to have to pretty much renew your customers as far as like your base. If you can't, it's going to be like gain and retain. And a lot of the newer generation, they're not necessarily that engaged as far as like on Facebook. And you're going to have like the older generation, you kind of, they're upset. So you're losing the generation that grew up with Facebook, and the newer generation is not as engaged on Facebook and they're using other social media sites. Then you have a problem. So I believe that Mark is addressing that. Smash the like button, subscribe with all your friends. I appreciate you. Absolutely. Yes. If you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe if you have not. I appreciate that. Do I think Doge will hit $1 on this bull run? Yeah. So I've done a number of videos. So typically how it works is after an all-time high, you have the 50 to 80% correction. And typically on that next bull run, it can take months as far as to play out. But on that next bull run, you usually hit another all-time high. Circling back through the retail, the consolidation, retail, institutional money, FOMO, and then typically that pushes you to an all-time high. The key to that, I'm going to figure out how to share screens and stuff on here in my next video, and I'll go over the chart with everyone. But the key to that is every time you go through the cycle, you're going to consolidate at a higher point. So Dogecoin is consolidated. It had a really strong support system at around, the rock bottom was like 16 cents. And we had some hesitation at around 25 cents. So that is significantly higher than the 2 cents or the 10 cents that we saw earlier this year when we had like those consolidation points. I think we consolidated from 5 cents from 10 cents. And that was I've been holding from 5 cents. Yeah, we had a strong hold support system at around 5 cents. And then, that was pretty much like the floor, and then we went up from there. So typically after each cycle, we hit a new all-time high. So from 72 cents to $1 is not that big of a stretch. Let's see. Doge didn't do anything. Shiba's kicking ass. Yeah, no, Shiba's doing great. Yeah, both of them. And I gave like a theory. I did my last live the other day. They were saying that can Doge rally as well? And I said that it would be difficult for Dogecoin and Shiba to rally like pretty much at the same time, because typically when you see cryptos that rally at the same time, typically that's because of institutional money. I still firmly believe that the majority of the holders of Shiba and Dogecoin are retail. So, and somewhat that proved itself to be true. It hasn't been dramatic enough, but as Shiba kind of pulled back a little bit, that's when we had a bigger boom on Doge. So we'll see as far as for the allocation when the next wave of institutional money comes in. But and I'll be able to give some more concrete data on that. But that's just my my thinking. But yeah, Shiba definitely had a incredible week. And I like that Doge. As soon as everyone was writing it off, we had that 30% rally right out of nowhere. So that was terrific. Any thoughts on Safe Moon? I like Safe Moon. I'm actually going to be increasing my position relatively soon. I just bought like a little like the other day, but I'm going to put some in there and see what happens. So I'm going to increase that probably this weekend or early next week. I'm going to increase my position. So I think AMC will put all their money in Shiba and Doge, and they're pumping. Well, for as far as for longevity, the biggest thing is going to be these coins getting utility. Right now, you can pump off of um, the gains, FOMO, Catalyst, Moon stuff, different partnerships. You can kind of pump off those things, but ultimately, if you can get institutions to trade in and out of these cryptos and pretty much make the institution, not institutions, but make the companies that do business with these cryptos, make them the largest wallet holders. That'll kind of give you some concrete floors, and will also give incentives to not just dump the coin and you don't have um, pretty much like a whale controlling the entire price of the coin. Am I running the algorithm software? What are you referring to? What algorithm software? Let's see. Doge during this bull run, Doge could hit $1. Yeah, no, I still I said a while ago I think that Doge would probably have a sell off at around close to $1 just because of fear, but I do believe that on the next bull run, it shouldn't be too difficult for Doge to hit $1 after that 72 cents at its previous high. But I do think somewhere between like 90 cents and $1, just because of that fear of it closing in on $1. I do think some people, or at least the short term, they're going to take profit. So um, just kind of keep that in mind. So Dogecoin since 5 cents, 100 million Shiba since late May. Yeah, so yeah, you're in the green on both of them. Yeah, great timing. Let's see, since May, 5 cents. Yeah, so you held through the rally. Okay, I don't even have to question as far as like, are you long term? You held from 5 cents to 72. That's kind of most of my averages are around 5 cents, but I started buying at around 2 cents. So I'm long as well. So we're gonna see how this year plays out, and really can't wait until the AMC integration because I have a lot of theories I want to put to the test. So the elite whales are using algorithm software to do their trading. Yeah, no, yeah, a lot of people used algorithm software. I just didn't. I just thought you were referring to that. If you thought I was using one, no, I'm not. I do all of my support levels and tracing the old-fashioned way. I don't have a software, but yeah, you are absolutely correct. As of right now, Doge market cap at $1. I think it'll be like 130 billion or something like that. Doge's market cap if it hit $1. How long will this bull run continue? Now, timing a bull run, that is really difficult to do. And that's one of the things as far as for if you're not absolutely long term, like 5 or 10 years, always consider taking profits on the way up because it's extremely difficult to time that because it takes one bad catalyst or one bad interpretation, a certain sell off or someone or a large enough whale taking profits. And then, of course, it causes FOMO the other direction. FOMO works both ways. You can have fear of missing out, it going up, and you can also have fear of missing out of it going down. Like, okay, I need to get out of here now and lock in my profit. So um, it's you just got to be careful as far as taking that, but you can't time the correction. But if Dogecoin, I believe, is consolidated, I believe that we're starting the next leg up, and Shiba is on its initial leg because that from catalyst to FOMO and the correction normally takes at least like based off of like the meme coins, quote unquote, it normally takes to like 6 months to like a year. So to make that first wave to go through. So with Shiba, I believe that we're probably close to the end of like the retail, and now we can expect an injection of institutional money, especially since it broke the top 10. But Doge, I believe, is on its next leg up. Let me stroll up here because You predict Doge will hit $1 around Christmas. Yeah, totally possible. There's going to be a lot of catalysts because we have the interjection with not for Doge, but for AMC, not excuse me, for Bitcoin and Ethereum with AMC. And I believe that Adam said somewhere, yeah, I think it's before Christmas though, but somewhere between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, somewhere around there, we're going to have the ability to go to the movies with those cryptos. And AMC is the largest movie chain in the world. So we can certainly see a rally overall in crypto. Rising waters will raise all ships. So I'm expecting, even just the news, like the press around that, we can certainly get a positive reaction for that. And that can trickle over to Doge. But Doge's integration with AMC is going to be, I believe, first quarter of 2022. He said that recently. Do I buy Dogecoins nowadays at current prices? I haven't bought some since it's consolidated around 25 cents. Typically, especially since I have so many and I bought so early, typically I only buy, only was purchasing when it would dip into the teens. So like if it was like 19 cents, or especially when the 16 cents, I was all on Twitter saying like, these are great buys. We were bouncing between like 16, 17, and 23 cents. Yeah, those are my like favorite times, especially when you get those that reassurance like every 2 days where they'll have that 10% rally, 15% rally. It's a great return. Like I think that especially for this cycle, I don't know if we'll go back that low again. It's possible, but anything in the teens, I was a huge fan of, especially since we had that strong resistance at 16 cents. But I don't buy on bull runs because I'm long term, but I have enough of them that I'm still strategic as far as for when I get in. So I was only buying like in the teen range. So anything below 20 cents, I was a buyer, absolutely. But I haven't bought any since we've been consolidating at 25, around the 25-cent range. Have I heard of Doge Loan Mars? I have. I haven't looked into it much, but I have heard of it. Um, so I don't have too much of an opinion on it, but if it builds a community, certainly you can have a range on it. But I'd say look into the coin and just make sure that it's not another like baby Doge or Doge's wife or something like that. So just kind of look in there and see like what the catalyst is. And it's not just if it's just trying to attach itself to Doge. Because there are a lot of rug pulls out there, so you just got to be careful. But I haven't looked into it to really have an opinion. Thank you, Tiffany. What do you think about the coins that are paying dividends for staking? No, I mean, technically, overall, if you even if staking in general, I know that necessarily takes them out of like circulation. You can consider that, I guess, like a double benefit or double dipping. I currently don't stake, but even with like the dividends and stuff like that, I'm not necessarily a fan of it right now because to me, the crypto market is too hot right now and it's too new for me to necessarily chase dividends when we have it growing millions, billions of dollars like every month. I mentioned this on my last video. The entire value of, you can even take Microsoft right now, which is one company. Microsoft alone is worth like 2.4 trillion or something like that today. That's more than the entire crypto market, that one company on the stock exchange. So before we start like moving coins out of circulation and putting ourselves where we may not necessarily have quick access to them, we have to think that within the next 5 to 10 years, what is the market cap of the crypto market going to look like in general? Because 2.1 trillion is less than some of the singular companies on the stock market. So not just your favorite coin or like Bitcoin, but the market in general is going to see multiples of where it is now. And I made like the note, and that's one of the questions we have to ask ourselves is where's that money going to go? And you get in front of that. That's how you make sure you're retired within the next 10 years. Because when you have a crypto market that's 2.1 trillion, and you do a multiple, okay, what does it look like at 4.2 trillion? What does it look like at 6 trillion, 8 trillion, 10 trillion? Where does that money go? And these are the questions we have to ask ourselves to position ourselves to win. And so I'm just, as far as for me to be chasing dividends or staking and stuff like that, for me, I'm not interested in doing any of that right now. What do I think of AMC? Still holding AMC. I know we had like the court dates and stuff like that, but I think that AMC is so like intertwined into like the corruption of the overall market that's why we've seen a lot of the rules and the even Gary Gensler kind of come out and not necessarily like go against like the hedge funds, but kind of just like address the overall like issues in the market. And I think that AMC is just the catalyst for that, kind of be like the poster child. So they're treating it very delicately. And of course, that's going to mean that it's going to take a long time. But I do believe that the assumptions as far as for like the shares and the synthetics, I believe all those are real. We've had, even like attorneys and stuff like that in different and smaller cases show that this does go on. So I think that everything is correct. And I also don't believe that companies spend $40, $50 million a day to short a position that they've lost money on for 4, 5, 6 consecutive months for no reason. So when I see those types of situations, instead of them just getting out of it, that lets me know that there is something there. So hedge funds have one job, which is to make money. So you don't spend $40, $50 million a day to continue shorting a position unless you have a great amount of money at stake. So I am still convinced of AMC. I am still holding as well. Have I ever tried pancaking or stacking with crypto? I have not. The people that missed the boat at 70 cents, they'll probably sell a fear of missing out. Absolutely. There are some people who bought some of their Doge at around like 40, 50, 60 cents. Like when we get close to that, they're out of there. So yeah, absolutely. It would definitely have some resistance there. But typically when you start getting close to that point, as far as for breaking like the all-time high, you'll have a lot of momentum that you'll just see like a little dip on the way up. But typically at that point, you'll have so much momentum, and you have people that know the trends and know that typically you set an all-time high after each rally, and you should see some resistance and maybe even a pullback, but it shouldn't be like a catalyst to get it to go the other way until most people start taking profit. So most of them are going to try and capitalize on that leg up. Soldier Doge this morning, been holding for over a year. Were you at a profit? I hope so. I'm not selling anything. And thank you for all your advice. Good deal, Diamond Hands. I think it would be a great idea if AMC accept Ethereum, Bitcoin, Doge, and Shiba. Yeah, for the crypto market in general, for the more they accept, typically is going to be the better, because we're going to have pretty much what AMC is doing. We're going to have a test run at the world's largest theater chain. And we're going to pretty much have coins with different functions. And we're really going to have the opportunity to see which coin more people are comfortable with spending. We're going to see as far as the transactional, how AMC handles these transactions. How does AMC convert back into dollars? Are they going to hold a certain amount in the wallet? So this is going to be really great. So I'm not even against them accepting Shiba, because we need this in order to move on to bigger companies and to have more companies. So I am all in favor of this integration with AMC. Like you couldn't ask for a bigger stage to have that initial integration. let's see. This $2 super chat WETFPV. What are your thoughts on Doge Moon Go? I have not heard of that. Dogecoin Go. There's a couple of them that I've seen pop up recently, but I'll have to here. I'll put it on my. I'm going to send out my. I'll make a post as well of my research for the week, and I'll make sure I look at this one. Dogecoin Go. Sorry, I'm just going to write it down so I don't forget. So I will look at that one and I'll include that in the email and on the post in the community section. So I should have that out tomorrow. Just look in the community section on my channel and I'll make sure I include Dogecoin and I'll have my thoughts on Safe Moon on there. Yeah, Phantom, yeah, I see there. Do I like Safe Moon? I'm going to be increasing my position this weekend at Safe Moon. I do like Safe Moon. We're going to see, it's not, I don't have like a catalyst for it, but because of a lot of the interest that I'm seeing as far as for how it's spreading out and these booms that's coming out, I'm going to loosen up as far as for in that aspect and just kind of put some money there and see what happens, because these gains have been absolutely crazy. So, and I'm going to do what I know is best, and that's pretty much remove my emotions from the market and make strategic decisions. So especially when you have things like you can put $100 or $1,000 in and, you know, make 10, 20, 30X, like it becomes, at some point it becomes like a no brainer. So if I can put anything in there I'm afraid to lose, or that would be just devastating if I did lose, but I am going to increase my position this weekend. Scared money makes absolutely zero money. Facts. I saw the new Dogecoin Mars. Thoughts? I think that was one of the other ones earlier. Like anytime I see another coin that's named Doge, typically, or Doge something, typically I'm a little weary of it, just because my mind already automatically goes somewhere that, okay, you're trying to do this play here, and I get it, but I get marketing and standing out. There's a lot of cryptos out there, so you got to make yourself stand out. I get it, but I'm going to have to look at the coin and see if there's actual a catalyst for it. I saw a comment on there, but on one of my other videos, and I get it. You have you have Sprite, you have Sierra Mist, you got Mountain Dew, you got Mellow Yellow. I get it, but I'm going to have to look at these coins. But typically, I'm not in favor of the coins that name themselves Doge anything, because I start thinking about Coca-Cola and like a Czech cola soda or RC or something like that. So, which and again can absolutely go to the moon. People support what people support. The market doesn't care about any of this, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on that. I think, hold on, I just got to refresh and my market went up. I think once she loses this zero, they'll be freaking out and FOMO buying hard. Absolutely. Yeah. FOMO. Yeah. After it hits like a certain point, because a lot of people watch, you see this with Doge and Shiba. We've seen a lot of examples with this. There are a lot of people that are watching right now and they're asking themselves, is it too late? Or how high can this go? Or is it a correction coming soon? And at certain points, when it's just rapidly gaining, and we saw some of that momentum this week, especially with Cheap, they'll say, okay, I'm in. And then, but these are going to happen in large numbers. And this is where you get like that FOMO and that really big boom. But I'm looking, especially this year, I'm going to look at the charts historically and see if that aligns. But I'm looking to see if we're due for another injection, primarily around in the top 10 cryptos. So that's what I'm looking for, and that'll kind of reassure me of where we are in the cycles. I bought it at Doge at 29 cents, wondering if I should put it into SHIB for more gains, then go back to Doge. That's a tough call. I'm not sure if you put everything in there, but when it comes down to these things, I don't know how long you've been on, but I use like the Apple and the Microsoft example. It can't hurt you to be in both, because right now we're, especially with Shiba, you're in that initial first wave. Dogecoin is on its second wave. So Dogecoin's second climb historically will surpass the 72 cents climb. We have no idea where Sheeb's first wave is going to go and have like that major correction. We don't know if we're, I doubt we're there now, but we don't know as far as for how long this stagnation will last. Because I think with Doge, it lasted like a month or so, around like 10 cents, and then we got that injection. So that's difficult for me to answer. I don't know what your terms are as far as for if you're going to need the money, if you're short term, long term. It's a lot of variables in there, but I'll say if you can do both instead of trying to time them, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. Because as of right now, I don't think that both of them can. And this has sort of been proven, because most of the investors in them are retail. But it's, for as of right now, I would find it hard for both of them to rally at the same time unless it's institutional money. And for me, that'll be one of my indicators that we're getting an injection. I'm going to look at the overall market, of course, the top three, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I'm going to look and see if Dogecoin and Shiba are rallying at the same time, because that'll kind of give me an idea that this is not retail. Because I mentioned this before, when Shiba was rallying and Doge was still down, that I don't think that will be easy for both of them to rally at the same time, because retail is propping both of them up. So I just want you to drive yourself crazy and kind of be in between, or trying to jump back and forth, when you can be at both. And then on that next wave, you can kind of ride both of them up, because typically you'll get a reaction in the market overall. Hope that makes sense. $2 Dogecoin be beyond fire. Let's go. Dogecoin to the moon and beyond. Absolutely. You got the apes. Yeah, AMC apes. Absolutely. Unity and Power Crypto. Let's go. Yeah, we're way too new. Crypto is way too new for us to be bickering and fighting. So I agree with that. Since gas prices are up, what are your favorite stocks in petroleum? I like Marathon Oil and Exxon. I made a video on that like over a year ago, and I bought a lot of them when they were. This is like in the middle of the pandemic, when everything was like cut in half, and I think it's on my stocks I'll never sell video. But yeah, Exxon and Marathon are some of my favorite. Is crypto a game like Pokemon Go? I wouldn't say like Pokemon Go, but you can compare all of them to a game. So you just gotta know the rules. When Doge is gonna pump again. I mean, we just got 30 cents boom. It's just the second cycles typically. So I'm gonna figure out this weekend how to share screens and stuff on here. This is like I just started doing lives like a week ago, so forgive me. But and we're gonna go over the charts, because the chart that I created. But on the Webull chart, we start the first run, which is institutions, and we gain the interest. Not the institutions. We gain the interest. We have our catalyst, and we have retail come in. Then institutions come in, FOMO, correction. We start that first run. On all the other runs, you have your initial catalyst and the people that believe in the coin, and you have your speculators. But as far as for that big push into FOMO, institutions typically start that, especially if you're in the top 10. So that initial run for FOMO, because retail, unless there's like some major catalyst, that's the only way that 100,000 people are going to wake up tomorrow and be like, let's all buy Dogecoin. So unless there's like a major catalyst, without that, the institutions will come in and they'll inject money, and then that will incite the FOMO. Because what the primary driving factor of FOMO is massive gains in a very short amount of time. Like, so if Dogecoin was doing, I don't know, 5% per month, which is great, it wouldn't grab the attention of something like attention of something like Shiba, who's doing 100%, 200% in a week. That's FOMO. That's going to attract people. So just gotta be careful with that. As far as we're knowing like the cycles, I'm going to go over that because I think that's very important that we learn that. But on all the other cycles, the institutions set those. So you're going to have to pretty much wait because you'll get an idea and you'll see the catalyst, and because it'll just it always happens this way. You'll see something like it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and out of nowhere, like 50 billion or something like that gets injected into the crypto market, and it's just like if you look at a chart, all the chart patterns and the graphs are like identical, and it's just boom. That's how you know you've had a institutional injection of cash. So hope that answers your question, but I'm going to figure it out this weekend, and we're going to go over the chart, and I think it'll be beneficial for everyone. Hold on. Give me a sticker. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you for the $5. This is the same one. And the this is a different Marcus for the $1.99. Thank you. Yeah, we're here to make money. Sorry. Also, yeah, if you are new in the chat, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you have not. Yeah, because we're definitely closing in on 40,000. So if I've said anything of value, please just like the video. I see that we're a little over 100 now. So if you haven't yet, please do. Let's see. Sorry, I'm refreshing my chat here. Do you ever think Doge will ever top its top it had when Elon was on SNL? Yeah, I just mentioned that. After each cycle, typically the coins reach an all-time high after each consolidation period. So on the next bull run, we should be on track to overtake the 72 cents high that we have. What platform is SafeMoon available on? I have to post it. It's like a series of things that you have to do to convert. There may be an easier way, but I literally had to research converting in and out of like BNB and stuff like that. It's a process. I can post that as well. I'll make sure I'll include that in my email as far as how to buy SafeMoon, because I'll be buying some more this weekend. Yeah, but I literally had to research how to do it because it was not as easy as I thought. So I'll put that in the community section as well in my statement. What's Shiba going to top out at this month? I have no idea. Because the interesting thing is we're going to have to see if we're going to trade sideways here or if we're going to have further consolidation. Because what we see here after these initial run-ups, and it's not necessarily the big boom that's leading the catalyst, but we'll see these points that you'll hit a resistance level and you'll kind of consolidate back down, and you may trend sideways within this range for weeks, and then you'll come up and try and test that level again. So it's hard to say where it's going to be this month, but if it continues trading sideways, then that would be a great indicator that this is a support level. So if you're long or if you're thinking about increasing your position, you can have a more strategic entry by buying in at that support level. Thanks for the video. You're welcome. Is Doge headed up? I believe so. I haven't checked it since I got on live. I don't know if it's rallying right now or not, but that was a big push we got this week, that 30%. Let's see. Not sure if you've heard of PI yet. I have. I haven't. Yeah, I didn't. Someone brought it up like a while ago. If I'm thinking of the correct thing, I wasn't interested. I can take another look at it. Yeah, I appreciate those suggestions. That's usually what I use to research and for content, because you guys let me know what you want me to cover. So, no, you're not out of line. You're fine, and I'll take a look at it. You're gonna sell what, you have 12 Bitcoins and you want to sell them and put them in Dogecoin? Um, I wouldn't sell Bitcoin is to the crypto market. Bitcoin is like the Bitcoin to the crypto market is what Coca-Cola is to the beverage market. We're all going to be trading in Satoshis one day. Bitcoin is going to lead the charge as far as for like into like that 6-figure, 7-figure range and stuff like that. It's an institutional favorite. I wouldn't trade. I have Bitcoin as well, but I wouldn't trade Bitcoin for any of my other cryptos. Like that's like its own thing that I keep over there. It's not even like a question. That is like an absolutely long-term sacred like position there. So I don't trade. I saw some people do that this week. I saw some people selling some of their Bitcoin for like Shiba and stuff like that, and they were actually making money. Like it's totally doable. But for me, I'm not doing that. So I'm not a financial advisor, but if I were you, I wouldn't do that. But it's so totally possible for you to turn a profit. Sorry, I just refreshed. I'm gonna need you to put some respect on RC. No, RC is trash. Absolutely. I don't know if you've seen that Family Guy episode where Stewie was like dying of thirst in the desert, and he thought he saw like a Coca-Cola machine or something like that, and but it turned out to be a RC, and he continued to die of thirst and start walking the other way. Yeah, that's me. That's how much I hate RC. So, no. Hmm, let's see. Why am I buying Safe Moon? Safe Moon is going to be pretty much like my crapshoot. I'm not sure how much just yet, but Safe Moon is going to be like my crapshoot. So I'm just putting it in there just because I believe that it has a potential to give a great return, especially based off of the things that we saw this year. So for me, Safe Moon is going to be like that really big opportunity to make some gains. Hmm. Hold on one sec.